was 1985, and video games kind of looked like they were a fad. It looks like it was just a thing, it came and went, and now we're all ready to move on to our lives. Kind of like disco. It was there, it was big, now it's gone.
Recently, Atari basically single-handedly created the home video game market and destroyed it. There really was no appetite on both the part of people actually buying video games or like retail stores to even carry video games.
Because Atari, they made tons and tons and tons of money, and then they were just gone.
It's all about the home computer now. People are looking toward the Commodore. They're looking to the Amiga, IBM, Apple. They're looking to buy these computers that offer more than just gaming.
The funny part, if you think about that, is it's really only in America. And so while American companies didn't want, to touch video games with a 10-foot pole, video games are still going strong in Japan and Europe.
So from the land of the rising sun, Nintendo looks over and sees 250 million Americans with nothing to waste their homework time on. And they say, we can conquer America and bring video games back.
So over in Japan, Nintendo has this thing called the Famicom, the family computer. And it's got very advanced graphics, and even more than that, it's got a controller that's a little more complex than what we're used to. Nintendo looks at America, and they're trying to figure out a way in, and they think, let's partner with Atari.
Now, Atari's dead in terms of consoles, but it has a name. Atari is a household name in America at this point. Nintendo isn't.
Atari asked Nintendo, well, what do you got for us? And they said, well, we have Donkey Kong. You could totally have Donkey Kong. It was a huge arcade hit. It would definitely be a win for Atari. And so they're like, okay, cool.
We could have very easily been playing the Atari Entertainment System instead of the Nintendo Entertainment System if it wasn't for one mistake.
What happened, though, is Coleco, who had this home computer called the Atom, had published their own version, Donkey Kong, even without Nintendo's knowledge of that. Atari found out about this in the middle of their distribution talks and just got so pissed off.
Nintendo was like, no, not us. It's Coleco's fault. They don't have the rights to the game. They just made the game. Innocently or not. Eventually it all kind of got ironed out, but there was so much bad blood that the deal didn't happen.
So Nintendo, they don't have any options. They're like, all right, let's just get this thing out there. Let's put it in front of people and get them excited about it. They take it to the Consumer Electronics Show, the biggest consumer electronics show in the country.
Which is a big trade show for TVs, stereos, all kinds of electronic entertainment things. And they set up a booth, everyone comes by and says, a video game console. Nobody does those anymore. You guys are crazy. Get the hell out of here.
They're just like, video games, no one plays video games anymore. Like, what do you think you're doing? That's not going to work. You're not going to make any money off of that.
You can't even use the word video games without people getting skeptical. So Nintendo calls it the Advanced Video System. And even still, with their little shenanigans, they did not attract any attention. They didn't sell a single unit.
Undaunted, Nintendo returned to the second CES later that year. They actually realized, if we can't win in the video game market, if everyone's telling us it's dead, let's just reposition it as a toy. So they rebranded this advanced video system the Nintendo Entertainment System.
It's an entertainment system because we're going to add this little robot. He's called Rob. He's your robotic operating buddy. And we got a light gun. You can, shoot stuff. So it's like a toy, really. It's not a video game system. It's a toy.
Keep in mind, at this point, it's hard to imagine there was a time when Nintendo didn't come with Mario. But at this point, it's